ready? Let's go.
What's up? What it do, everybody? What's cracking with you? It's your boy, Sports Dad. What's happening with you? Hey, listen, it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful day. It's Thursday, Friday Eve. I like to call it. Don't rain on my parade. We made it through another week. And Friday, you're going to go into work tomorrow, and you're going to finish the day really, really strong. But we got a wonderful lineup for you today. If you've been tuned in to my channel, or you've been locked in with me on my social media outlets, you know we got a wonderful lineup for tonight. First half, we're going to talk with my guy Jeff Corrion from the D Zone, and he's going to talk about the significance of his program. And then also too, I have my good friend Joe Williams, who's going to be coming on the second half of the academic segment, and we're going to talk about academics, and we're going to get into it. We're not going to waste any time. Listen, if you got questions, comments, put them in the chat, please. We want to definitely hear from you. If you got questions for any of the guests, please do not hesitate. No question is a stupid question. We welcome it all. So we're going to kick it off with my guy Jeff in just a second. As soon as we come back from a few announcements, stay with me. What's up, everybody? It's Sportsnet with your breaking news. Well, if you think you got game and you think you should be on the recruiting radar, this announcement is for you. On January 18th, Soundmind Soundbody is hosting the Detroit Movement. Get exposure and get verified. On January the 18th, Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, at the Total Sports Complex in Wixom, Michigan. From grade level 6th through 8th grade for middle school and high school 9th through 12th grade. You do not want to miss this. This is a great opportunity for you to get verified. Registration information is on the Soundmind Soundbody Twitter page, so make sure that you go and follow. Also, Rising Stars Academy is also hosting some trainings this coming Friday and Sunday. Make sure you go to the Rising Stars Twitter page to get more information and to get registered. That's it for me with your latest news. Don't forget to tap in on next Thursday. We're taking a spin on things, and we're going to jump into the academic portion of recruiting. That's right. We're going to jump into the academic portion of recruiting, and I have a host of guests that's going to be coming on talking about the academics and how important it is to make sure that you align yourself up originally from the start to the finish in regards to your academics. You do not want to miss this, okay? Back to the live session. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you are a proud parent of an athlete or an athlete that has been tuned in and benefiting from the information, now is the time to let that be known by simply going to the web address below that's listed below. You can access my new merchandise. That's right. And you can actually be a part of the Sports Dad Club. Go ahead and head over to my Teespring account, take a look at the merchandise, and go ahead and make a nice purchase. We have different styles of shirts. We have t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies in different colors. So go ahead and head over to my website and make a purchase and be proud that you are part of the Sports Dad Club. Another thing is that if you have been tuning into these live sessions and tuning into the YouTube channel and finding this information helpful with the interviews, the educational information, then you want to help me keep this going. I told you guys that the ultimate goal is to be able to financially compensate my guests that I'm bringing onto the show, because their time is very important and they have been so kind enough to devote some of their time to us. And we all know that time is very important. So we definitely want to show a level of appreciation to our guests that we are bringing onto the show that's giving you these major nuggets. So it will be awesome if you guys could financially support. If you want to support this particular channel, make sure that you send all donations to the Sports Dad Cash App address, which is listed below. By doing so, This definitely also helps us keep up the good quality of interviews and puts us in a great position to keep the information coming. So if you're enjoying this information, make sure you support. We definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to share the information and like and subscribe to the actual channel. And if you're in the live session, make sure that you come in with your questions and your comments because we definitely want to hear from you. Let's get back to the live session. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the announcement. Listen, I see the chat on and popping. I got some comments going, so I got to acknowledge my people. I got my son in the building. Look at him. He talking smack to me. Let's go. Joel is next. Oh, yes, sir. He is in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My man, Charles. Good to see you, man. This guy is definitely an inspiration. You know what? I just got an idea. Charles, get ready, man. I'm bringing you on too, bro. I'm bringing you on too. I'll be in touch. Hey, Mama V. Good to see you. Hey, honey. All right. It looks like we're doing what we're supposed to do. All right. Well, without further ado, everybody. So if you know anything about the D Zone, right, you know that they're super duper popular on Twitter, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. They're super duper popular on Twitter and very active on Twitter. If you know anything about the D Zone too, you know they are really, really big on football. If you know anything about high school football, you definitely should be familiar with the D Zone, and you should definitely have seen this man, Jeff Corrion, and hopefully I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but you have seen this man on the sidelines with his camera. You have definitely seen this man in the camps as well, taking pictures. He is definitely in the know, and he knows what's happening. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my guy, and I hope you got your questions ready and your comments ready. Let's welcome my guy. Jeff is in the building from the D Zone. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, how you doing? Thank you for having me on.
Oh man, thanks for coming, man. I really appreciate that, baby. You ready for tonight? You ready?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about it. Okay. So how did you get started with the D Zone?
So it was 2010 when I started it. It started off, was at Henry Ford II, and it started covering the MAC only the first year, and I was covering like Taiwan Jones, Valdez Showers, who went to Michigan State, Florida, and quickly realized, a lot of these kids that are going to the D2, NIAs, D3s, FCS, D1, they're really good players too. No one was giving them any type of exposure, any type of highlights of anything. So that's really what got me going in 2010. Just finding like that whole new niche that, no one was really covering. And, we've done like an extremely good job, I think, of promoting the athletes and, building relationships with coaches, local and, college coaches.
Wow. And so, and absolutely, I definitely, concur with you in regards to the outstanding job that you've done. I have my experience with you with my own children, and, I just see you around. You're definitely in the know. You're at the camps, you're at the high school games, you're reporting, one of the first to report what's happening with the games and things like that. So, so you definitely are in the know, man. And so can you talk a little bit about what the D Zone is, what it's all about? Because, I know people see you on Twitter, but I don't think a lot of people know what you guys are all about. You know what I mean? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the biggest thing that we're pretty much like our biggest strength is our, just our overall platform that we have. Our website is so organized. The data of a player's height, weight, name, accurate information, scholarships, highlight videos, all that stuff is on our information. It's organized, it's clean, it's very just robust and compatible for users to view that information. Mm-hmm. And, that's really the big thing that it boils down to. A lot of these college coaches, they're looking for information. They see stuff on Twitter. A lot of times, that could be, just kind of made up type of stuff. So what we're really known for, and we take a great pride in, is just how organized our site is, how accessible the data and information is. You see, we got everything from recruiting information to the playoff brackets right there. Just we're trying to be the total package, providing information, that's accurate, up to date, and reliable for college coaches.
Wow. So I mean, and a lot of people probably don't even. Well, a lot of people don't even know probably that you guys have. You guys you do more than Twitter, you know what I'm saying? You do more than, post highlights and things like that, but this robust website that you were just actually talking about, which is, as you can see, it's super duper organized and straight to the point, with player and the teams, the position, the height, weight, as Jeff was talking about. This is pretty big time, my man. And so how do players get how do they get access to this?
So we have a free option and a premium option that we offer right now. Everyone that plays football in Michigan can add themselves on our site for free. Add themselves to their team roster. Make sure all their information, like their height, their weight, a short questionnaire is answered on our site. And then we have our total package premium, which is pretty much everything I've been doing up until 2000, when I started in 2010. Last year, we, kind of put it behind a paywall, for players to take more advantage of our stuff that we offer, like
Right.
sharing highlights on our daily email, contacting colleges directly on our site, and just keeping their profile 100% up to date and, as presentable as possible, the college coaches. And,
Wow.
we still have so much, more big plans and stuff that we're about to unveil in the next few months and stuff. The COVID seasons just kind of made my schedule go all over the place. So
Right.
we have some more announcements coming up that's going to make it, even more valuable and, a tremendous value for players and, parents.
Wow. So, and you guys are doing an outstanding job right now. So, so talk about a little bit. You hit on it a little bit about the recruiting piece and how you guys develop relationships with college coaches. How successful have you been with that?
I would say right away, when I started in 2010, I quickly realized how important those D2 relationships were, because a lot of times I tell the kids, just because a coach at like Grand Valley State or Ferris State is coaching there now, by the time you're a senior, he might be at a bigger college, or a college that's more kind of what you're looking for academically than what it would be at that time. So,
Right.
what's always been our thing is stressing relationships with the college coaches. They love our information because it's how accessible the information is. It's always reliable. It's we never make stuff up, and that's what it really is. I think boils down to is it's our constant relationships. Normally you think that I'm the one introducing myself to a lot of the college coaches, but they've been introducing themselves to me at camps,
Oh, wow.
high school games and stuff. So, I always try to stress how important it is to build a relationship and, have a presentable, image that a lot of these kids do have on their Twitters and stuff. And they're really clean and presentable at the colleges for recruiting.
Wow. So you guys heard it. You guys heard it yourselves. At the end of the day, this man has college coaches, approaching him and introducing themselves to him. And I think that is awesome. I think that is super awesome. And so it definitely behooves you guys to get tapped in and plugged in with the actual D Zone. And so let's talk a little bit about your Twitter page, Jeff.
Yeah, 90,000 followers we have right now.
Wow.
It pretty much shot up, starting in 2011, once we started posting, scores from games, scholarship offers. That's when that really started taking off for us.
Right.
And, it's never really looked back since. We used to trend on Twitter. I think it was like 2013. We had hashtag the D Zone trending on National Signing Day. So,
Yeah.
We have a lot of history on our Twitter. I think that's where a lot of people know us as. And we really tried getting that message across, these last year and a half of we're more than just our Twitter. We have a website, thedzone.com. We have Facebook, Instagram, our YouTube channel that has pretty much every video we've taken at camps, at games, and all that's, accessible for people to watch right now, and particularly for college coaches.
Wow. So this man has 89,000. Well, point nine. I mean, round that up. I mean, that's 90,000. And 90,000 followers, man. He definitely put in the work, and as you can see, he has a lot of quality behind his product, and that's what I appreciate about him the most. Myron, it looks like he made a comment. He said, Jeff put me on for real. and the funny part is about that is that, like, when you actually did, and when you showed a few of his highlights, that's when I start seeing his name all over the place, man.
Yeah, that touchdown run he had last year versus Romeo, I'm sure got him some looks.
Right. So, oh man, that was a crazy one. So yeah, man. And so Jeff, let's talk a little bit about, like, recruiting and the advice. Like, what advice can you give to parents and players that's looking to play at the next level?
I mean, I would be resourceful, talk to, friends, your high school coach, try to just pick their brain on, what made them successful, what made the players successful that were at that high school in terms of their recruiting process. And also by being resourceful, I mean, utilizing college websites that has like their contact info, fill out all the questionnaires that have, information that can get them directly in touch with the college coach, and see what's out there. The biggest mistake I think a lot of parents and players make is comparing themselves to players who aren't their same position as them, wondering why they're not getting the same looks as them. They're not the same height and weight as someone who is their position. I mean, everyone has their own unique skill set, their own intangibles, and it's up to a college coach to determine, what he likes in a player. So, just keep working hard is always my biggest advice. Stay focused on your grades, and, just kind of, see where you go in the recruiting process, and obviously pursue as much as you can to, take advantage of all that the recruiting process, can have for a lot of players.
Right. Wow. That's good advice. And especially the part where you hit on talking about, players and parents comparing themselves to other players that are not even in that position, that they're getting recruited for, and things like that. That was huge. So talk a little bit about too the camps. Okay. Because I see you a lot at the camps. And so why are you at the camps a lot?
The camps is the best way, I think, to build relationships, with the local high coaches who are there coaching the players, obviously the parents. That's always been one of my biggest things. We did backdrop pictures before every camp, pre-COVID, where I'd shake hands with players, parents, coaches who walked in. That's always been one of my favorite things, and then as for why we're at the camps, seeing how a kid moves in person is probably one of the biggest things. Right. That I think a lot of coaches and us as like scouts and media like to see, because you can see someone jump in their highlight video. Sometimes their highlight video slowed down, or there's some type of edit in the video where you can't really fully see how athletic a player is till you see him live in person. Doing the drills, warming up, one-on-ones, all that jazz. So the biggest thing is, seeing people in person, seeing the players in person, and, just kind of having that field eye view of, what you're looking at, and what else they can do off of the field.
Right. And what are some what are some of the things that you see, at the camps from a player perspective that could be detrimental to, or just some best practices that you could share from a player perspective, and the do's and don'ts at a camp?
Yeah, the biggest thing always is, like you do in your high school season, go 100% on everything. You're there for a reason to compete and get better. You're there to be coachable by the coaches. Especially when you're at a college camp, if you're a running back and you're being camped coached by the running back coach of that particular college. He wants to see how you take coaching, what you improve on, what he tells you to do, and if you apply that. So, just always be coachable. And that's really the biggest thing. What it boils down to, besides, your natural athletic abilities, is how you're going to form that relationship with a college coach. And being coachable is, besides for grades, probably the biggest thing that they're seeing there and asking you and that whole stuff. So that's definitely the biggest, I think, pro to the camps and what you should be doing there. The thing not to do, obviously, is kind of trailing off of that is, you want to be coachable. So come in there with a good attitude, listen to what you're being told, and make sure your body language is, pretty good. Don't go in with your head down, shoulders shrugged, not paying attention, dozing off, and always be first in line too, as much as you can for the drills and stuff. That's, what a lot of coaches like to see as well.
So, say that again.
Coaches like to see you first in line for the drills.
Wow. The only reason why I had you say that again is because, some kids, that are not used to the camp life, they go to the camps and then they see how aggressive, other players are. And it's kind of like, kind of like a turnoff, or they kind of get a little bit intimidated. And, you got guys sometimes that are taking cuts and things like that, but you have to be relentless, and you have to have that right mindset when you go to these camps.
Yeah, because I've seen it plenty of times where a college coach himself will pull a kid and put him in the front of the line, even after he just did a drill. So my counter advice to that type of player and stuff and the parent who's like always complains about their kid being cut in line and stuff is, see what it's like at a camp, go to a cheaper one, experience what it's like, and, just be prepared, because that's reality, and it's going to keep happening again at every single camp you're at if there's, a decent turnout.
Right. Wow.
So that experience is keep building off of it.
Wow. So let's talk to the players, because I know you've been affiliated with these particular programs in some way, shape, or form, and I've seen you there. What's your take on like the organizations like Rising Stars and Sound Mind, Sound Body? The other one, I think that's out Novi. It's right off the tip of my tongue. But what do you think about those programs? Do you think it's beneficial for a player to get involved?
Yeah, I definitely do. I think Max X, Rising Stars, Legacy, Power 5, Michigan Elite, Zone 6 up in the Saginaw area, 475 in Flint. And, a lot of the other like trainers and stuff that are, really entered the picture the last few years. I think they're very beneficial for the players in terms of, a lot of stuff. They're offering 7-on-7 to keep, the kids shape and, live football, format / evaluation. Like 7-on-7 is one of my favorites to evaluate in. And I know a lot of college coaches share that too. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're all trying to help the kids. It feels like at the end of the day, talk with, these leaders like Curtis and stuff, and, just see what you like about them. If you like what they're saying, get your kids signed up, ask a lot of questions, talk to more than one too. It's the ball's, you're the one that's sending your kid to the, train with these people. So, do your due diligence as well, and, see what they have to say and how you think that, your son would benefit training with these programs. But I definitely think they're helpful. The last few years, it just seems like each of them is producing like a ton of athletes that are, in better condition than they would if they were not doing stuff in the off season. So I have nothing but good things to say about all of them.
Wow. Excellent. And I definitely, concur with that statement as well. If you're in Michigan and if you want to play at the next level, you got to get plugged in with these programs, because that's where the competition is where you're going to get your reps. That's where you're going to get better. And also too, most importantly, that's where you're going to get, noticed as well, and get your name out there. Just looking at, the whole mindset, man, and the whole, the recruiting process with COVID, and everything, it just seemed like the whole recruiting thing has has taken a turn. And, now kids are competing with, the transfer portal, and also two players that got extra years of eligibility. So now, recruits got to be really, really on top of their game, to ensure that they get recruited.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be tough for these upcoming high school classes, because like the D2s and stuff, like they pretty much have three incoming freshman classes, three current freshman classes from, the red shirts, the previous juniors, the kids that are coming there next year. So it's going to be very interesting. The biggest, takeaway that I have with this whole, COVID situation and stuff with the recruiting process is, you really got to focus on, what you like at the college, what you want to go to school for, feel comfortable with the campus as much as you can. It's obviously tough if, you don't want to leave the house and stuff. You can't leave the house. But at the end of the day, you should try to, visit that college. If it's not an official visit, which is where they pay for you to come, is, still try to find a way to see if you like that campus. Because if you're going to go to another state and play football and you've never been at that state, you've never, seen that campus besides on Google Maps or something wild like that.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to be in a total culture shock when you get there. And, not every college is for everyone.
Right. And which is why you see guys, sometimes, they go to a college and then they turn back around and they enter the transfer portal, because it wasn't what they thought it was going to be.
It seems like the transfer portal has more players than like available roster spots and stuff at this point in time. It's very crazy. Absolutely.
Bill Roos, shout out to Bill Roos, who has an awesome athlete, who's going to have the offers raining in. Guy got a 6 foot, got a giant, for a son that can actually sling it. But shout out to you, Bill. And so I'll give you a scenario. Like, can you tell the players too, and the parents, like when colleges, what does it mean when a college actually follows you when they follow you on Twitter? And what does it mean? And what are they looking for when they want to have a phone conversation with you, but not necessarily offer at the time?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's a big part of the recruiting process right there is, if a college coach is going to follow you, that means that they're, I would say, pretty heavily interested in you. And by pretty heavily interested, that, means that they want to know more about you. They want to build a better relationship with you. That doesn't always mean that they're going to offer you a scholarship. And, a lot of times the process of a scholarship, doesn't come till the final month of your senior seasons. So,
right.
Just, be ready to build that relationship. The biggest thing is, just find out as much as you can from the college, talk with them. They're obviously reaching out to you to open the door and so they can know and understand you better. And the big thing I think for the younger players too is the college coaches can't follow you till a certain point. They can't contact you to like your junior year and stuff. So just because they can't contact you just before that, they're still following you, on their databases. They have your information logged. They're seeing what you're tweeting. They're seeing your film, even if they're not replying to you. So, just keep sending your information to colleges because they can't technically contact you till September 1st of your junior season. So keep sending that information to them because they're following it and they're recording that information.
Awesome. Jeff, you've been awesome, man, and been dropping some major nuggets, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, this is awesome that we were able to have you on tonight, man, having the D's on, 90,000 followers on Twitter. You got the really robust website, players need to get plugged in on, man, and you're always on top of it. Hey, how can, what is the best way, players, parents can get in contact with you?
The best way is, every way pretty much. We have our Twitter, our DMs are always open. Our Facebook messages are always open, facebook.com/the D Zone. Instagram is the same Twitter handle as our Instagram and Twitter is the same, the D_zone. Our email is michiganfootball@thedzone.com. or Jeff at the dzone.com, Stu at the dzone.com. We'll see your information. We'll, do our best to reply as timely as we can to you. And that's pretty much it. I mean, see me at the camps, come up to me, introduce yourself. I'll be, more than happy to meet whoever, and, happily see people like you who I see at all the camps.
I try to be, man. I try to be. I'm getting old, man. I'm tired. Hey, but Jeff, thanks so much, man, for coming on. Anything else you want to say, or we're just about at the end, man. I really appreciate you. I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on. I think we covered everything. I just want to, keep that reaffirming the people to keep your foot on the pedal, keep sending emails, keep call the college coaches too, when it's late in your senior season and stuff. Try to visit as much as you can. You just got to apply the pressure as much as you can, and see what happens with the recruiting process. Absolutely.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we like I told you, nobody's bringing it to you like this on a Sports Dad show. Let's give it up for my man Jeff Corrion from the D Zone for coming on tonight, man. I really appreciate you, and I would definitely be in contact with you, man. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. Take care. All right, guys, we're going to get ready to go into the academic segment. That was awesome information that he's sharing. And we got to eat that up, because I'm telling you, this man has been on the scene for a very long time, and he helped a lot of players in a lot of ways, so you definitely want to get plugged in with this guy. So, but we're going to jump into the academic segment right after this. What's up, everybody? It's Sports Ed with your breaking news. Well, if you think you got game and you think you should be on the recruiting radar, this announcement is for you. On January 18th, Sound Mind, Sound Body is hosting the Detroit Movement. Get exposure and get verified. On January the 18th, Monday, on Martin Luther King Day, at the Total Sports Complex in Wixom, Michigan. From grade level 6th through 8th grade for middle school and high school 9th through 12th grade. You do not want to miss this. This is a great opportunity for you to get verified. Registration information is on the Sound Mind, Sound Body Twitter page, so make sure that you go and follow. Also, Rising Stars Academy is also hosting some trainings this coming Friday and Sunday. Make sure you go to the Rising Stars Twitter page to get more information and to get registered. That's it for me with your latest news. Don't forget to tap in on next Thursday. We're taking a spin on things, and we're going to jump into the academic portion of recruiting. That's right. We're going to jump into the academic portion of recruiting, and I have a host of guests that's going to be coming on talking about the academics and how important it is to make sure that you align yourself up originally from the start to the finish in regards to your academics. You do not want to miss this, okay? Back to the live session. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Listen, if you are a proud parent of an athlete or an athlete that has been tuned in and benefiting from the information, now is the time to let that be known by simply going to the web address below, that's listed below. You can access my new merchandise. That's right. And you can actually be a part of the Sports Dad Club. Go ahead and head over to my Teespring account, take a look at the merchandise, and go ahead and make a nice purchase. We have different styles of shirts. We have t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies in different colors. So go ahead and head over to my website and make a purchase and be proud that you are part of the Sports Dad Club. Another thing is that if you have been tuning into these live sessions and tuning into the YouTube channel and finding this information helpful with the interviews, the educational information, then you want to help me keep this going. I told you guys that the ultimate goal is to be able to financially compensate my guests that I'm bringing onto the show, because their time is very important and they have been so kind enough to devote some of their time to us. And we all know that time is very important. So we definitely want to show a level of appreciation to our guests that we are bringing onto the show that's giving you these major nuggets. So it will be awesome if you guys could financially support. If you want to support this particular channel, make sure that you send all donations to the Sports Dad Cash App address, which is listed below. By doing so, this definitely also help us keep up the good quality of interviews and puts us in a great position to keep the information coming. So if you're enjoying this information, make sure you support. We definitely appreciate it. Don't forget to share the information and like and subscribe to the actual channel. And if you're in the live session, make sure that you come in with your questions and your comments, because we definitely want to hear from you. Let's get back to the live session. All right, everybody. As you see, I'm rocking my t-shirt, baby, the Sports Dad brand, the Sports Dad Club. Make sure you tapped in. But check it out though. I'm getting ready to bring on a good friend of mine, and actually, this is my family, yo. I watched this guy, over the years. I've known him for a very, very long time, and his work ethic is just amazing, and some of the things that he actually accomplished from an educational standpoint, man, it's just flat out amazing. So I'll talk a little bit more about it, but ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome my guy, my friend, Joe Williams. What's happening, Captain?
What's going on, brother? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
My friend, my brother, out on a Thursday night. It's training night for the kids, so
All right, then. Well, let's listen. Let's jump right into it. I wanted to bring you on because I'm going to be bringing on, a week after week. Next week, I got Boyd coming on, Boyd White, and so we're gonna hit on the academics, man. I think it's really, really, really important. And so with that being said, so tell us a little bit about your college experience.
Oh, wow. My college experience, well, I went to the University of Michigan, 1997
What made
through
you
2000.
What made you choose the University of Michigan? What made you choose the University of Michigan?
You know what? I always wanted to go there. I'm from Ohio, so, my backstory is everybody says I should have went to Ohio State. Most of the time, that's what people ask me, why didn't I go to Ohio State? And I'm from Cleveland, so I always wanted to go to Michigan. And originally, I wanted to go because of the football team.
Yeah.
But as I got older, and I got into high school and started to get into trying to decide what I wanted to do with my life next,
right.
You got to find out more about schools besides just how good the football team is. So I started looking into the academic side and looking into what Michigan could offer me, and Michigan was my number one choice amongst the 5 schools that were on my list.
Wow. What was it like? What was the experience like from what was it just all around at Michigan from a workload standpoint and all that good stuff? What was that like?
It was an adjustment. It was hard at times. It's important that when you're in college that you take advantage of the resources that are available for you. Being on a campus like Michigan, where your undergrad size, you're talking about 40,000 people, 40,000 students. So one of the biggest adjustments for me was going to class and sitting in a class that had 600 people in it,
wow.
As opposed to coming out of high school where you're sitting in a class of 20 to 25 students. So going to, lectures, having to get up and go to class on my own, not having, a parent to wake you up or your alarm clock, but you have to get up, be dressed, get on the, get your transportation, be at class, take notes,
wow.
keep a schedule, feed yourself. So it was like you're trying to adjust to being on your own, and you still have to go to school because your parents and the aide that's helping you get this taken care of is still people counting you to handle your business.
Wow. So give us an idea. Well, let me back up a little bit. Would you say that your high school helped you prepare for college, or did you actually learn on the fly when you actually got to college?
I was fortunate enough to go to a high school that did prepare me for college. My academic counselor, who I was really, really close with, was a graduate review of him. So she was very instrumental in me going and wanting to go there, and very instrumental in motivating me to go and not be afraid of what the big school experience would be like. Also, right. To be afraid of costs, things like that. So high school prepared me, I would say, to get there. It didn't prepare me to stay there, though. That's okay.
Oh no, we're having technical difficulties. You cut out on me.
No, yeah, I apologize.
You said it didn't prepare you. Say that again. So he's having technical difficulties. Get ready to get into a great conversation. Listen, you do not have to be an athlete to listen in on the academic segment. This academic segment is for everybody, athletes and, non-athletes, because, college is serious. It's different from high school, of course, but when you get in college, it's a totally different ballgame. And I really want you guys to see and start thinking that, because a lot of us don't prepare ourselves mentally, but then when we actually get there, it's like we're in shock. So, but there are some definitely key points that I wanted to hit on. Talking about high school, you heard him say that his counselor was very instrumental in him actually going to college. I know for a fact that there are players and there are people that go through high school and don't really have a relationship with their counselor. And it's very important that you develop a relationship with your counselor and determine right away what it is that you're actually are trying to do. Because at the end of the day, your counselor is going to be the key for guidance. That's what they're there for. They're there to counsel. They're there to guide you to have your academic success. And so, so while we're waiting for Joe to pop back on, one of the things that I really wanted to harp on was the fact that, I see and I see it a lot in the African American community, that, when athletes, they go to college, right. And they're really excited off of going to college, but more so excited about the opportunity to be able to play at the next level. Let's get Joel back in, and then we'll talk a little bit more about that. Joel, are you there?
Sorry about that, brother. I was calling.
Okay. All right. So you said high school, right? It did not. What did you say about that? You got cut off.
Yeah. So high school prepared me to get there. It didn't prepare me to stay there. And so I think it's important for young people to understand that your preparation in high school is just catapulting you to your next level of what is going to be college. So if you practice good habits in high school, those habits will then cultivate and grow more once you get to college. And I thought I could take my high school habits to college, and that didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I got to college, I had to really learn how to study. I had to really learn how to take notes. I had to really learn how to seek out assistance, because they don't have to help you in college. Where your high school teacher care about you, they'll push you. In college, that professor getting paid whether or not you show up to class or not.
Right.
So, that's what high school taught me. It taught me how to get there, but it didn't teach me how to stay there.
Okay. Very, very good point. And so it's important for, people that are, students that's planning on attending, the college, to take high school very seriously and try to dominate high school, in a sense, because, you're getting some level of preparation, but if you can dominate through high school, you're putting yourself in a really, really good position academically to have a lot of success going to college. Joe, what type of degree do you have?
I have a sports management. My degree is in sports management and communications. It's a Bachelor of Arts.
Okay. Now, how has that degree been able to help you in your professional career?
Oh, it's helped me tremendously. So, one of the myths about my degree is that when I say sports management communications, a lot of people will think, oh, well, do you work in sports? And I tried, but when I graduated from school, those jobs were really hard to come by, and you needed a job. However, the management and communication side of it really has helped me tremendously throughout my career, as I've gone from being, a team member up into being a supervisor. And now, by the grace of God, I'm thankful for the blessing of being able to be a director at an auto finance company. So I've definitely climbed that corporate ladder, and my degree has been essential every step of the way.
Wow. So having a degree can definitely help you in your professional career, correct?
Absolutely, because what I try to tell people all the time is when you get to college, it's all about getting that paper. And I'm not talking about money. talking about that piece of paper they give you after you graduate, because you already start at a certain level with your degree. You're starting at a level that others don't start at. So walking in the door, you have to pay me a certain amount because I have a degree. Some jobs, it doesn't even matter what my degree is in. It's the fact that I have a degree. When you look at a job posting and they say 4-year degree required, 4-year degree recommended, they're looking for a certain type of person because that degree represents work ethic. It represents a person that put in years of education, time, and effort to obtain that piece of paper. So that's a starting point. And when you're coming out of college, your starting point is important.
Wow, that's huge. So I like how you said that because you have the degree, the piece of paper, they have to. You're starting out at a higher level than those that don't. They have to pay you a certain amount because you have your degree. I like that. Walk us through a day in the life at the University of Michigan from a workload standpoint. How was that?
Ooh, easy. Freshman year, I had 16 credits.
Okay.
So that was, if I believe, it's 1 4-credit class. No, actually, I had 4 4-credit classes. Most of them were weeder courses. So my day on campus would start at 8 o'clock. I was in lecture at 8 o'clock, which meant I was probably up by 7 to make sure I got to the dining hall to get food. Got down on campus, sat in class from 8. I was probably in class from 8 until 4 that day. And that's a mixture of lecture. And then some of your lectures have small section groups that you go to. That's where you really get all your information at. The lectures, just sitting there listening to somebody. But the sectional group where you get your small group environment was where you get a lot of information. So I'll be on campus between 8 to 3 actually. And then from 3 o'clock, I would get out of my last class. I would head down to the sports and athletic part of campus because I was in marching band. So I did that from 4 to 7. That was every day and on Saturdays. And then when I left there, I was either going to a library or going to a station, finding dinner, and then where was I going to study? Or I'm going to study on a computer. So it was school every day, all day long.
Wow. What's your advice? To inspiring college students?
Be prepared. Be prepared for anything, because you can have this thought in your mind. You think this is gonna go. It's probably not gonna go that way. So I met a lot of people on campus that, you believe it or not, it costs a lot of money to be out of state to go to U of M. And I know some people that dropped out of U of M. And I used to think to myself, I couldn't imagine having to go home and tell my mom that my grades were so bad that money you just spent is waste. That's absolutely not happening.
Right.
So you have to be prepared. You have to be organized. You have to be focused. It's a time and place for everything. And believe me, when you get on campus, everything is there. Okay? Yes, I just gave you a normal school day, but my weekends were different too. My weekends included parties and football games and all the extracurricular things that you should enjoy on campus because it's a part of your college life. But There's a time and place for everything. And there are times when you should be studying. There were many nights that I studied before I went to the party. There's many nights I skipped the party to study. There was many nights I stayed up until 5 and had to be at class by 8.
Wow.
So you have to be prepared. You have to be organized, and you have to have your priorities straight. College is not a game. A lot of people want to, I can't wait to get out of my parents' house, and I want to go get on campus and wild out. Okay, and then to send you home.
Wow.
You could, without that paper, and guess what? Still go show up either at your house or mama's house or somebody's house. That one paper say you owe $2,000, $4,000, $6,000, whatever. That's still coming regardless of how well you did on campus. So preparation, organization, and have your priorities straight and enjoy yourself, but enjoy in the realm of putting things where they're supposed to be.
Wow. Now, that I think what you just said is a great lead into the next topic or the next question that I'm getting ready to pose in regards to the bill still showing up. How do you feel, or what's your take, or what's your opinion on athletes who normally typically receive a scholarship to play, right? But they're more so excited about playing at the next level than the actual scholarship, and in a lot of instances too, depending upon if they would have if they have a profession at the NFL level or at the NBA or whatever at the professional sports level, they don't finish college a lot of times. And so here you have an athlete who had a free education, and then you have this, but they didn't finish and take advantage of that for that full scholarship. But then you have this individual over here who's busting their butt, and who's paying for their schooling in some way, shape, or form, where their parents are paying for their schooling. So, what's your take on that?
Well, because of my degree, I was in class with a lot of those guys, like football players, hockey players, basketball players. I took a lot of classes with a lot of those guys, swimmers, tennis players, all of them. So not even just the guys, the girls too. And when I went campus, when you were on campus, you didn't think about it like that. It was just cool to be in class with them. I didn't really think about the fact that I was paying for school or my parents paying for school, my mom's paying for school, financial aid, all the things. I'm going into debt to get the same piece of paper that you're probably not going to get if you're good enough, because you'll be a part of that 1% that can go on and be professional. At the time, I'm going to be honest with you, it didn't bother me. As an adult, when I think about the amount of money that the University of Michigan makes for some of these athletes, I'm going to be honest with you, to know that they struggle the way that some of them do on campus, to live on campus, they should get the money. On the other note, though, I think really what you're asking me, I think athletes need to understand the value of the education that you're getting. You have, two sons getting the full ride right now, and my nephews, and I always talk to them about football all the time, but we always come back to how are your grades. Right. Because if you're not a part of that 1%, that's going to make that transition into being a professional, that degree is of the utmost importance to you, because at some point football is going to stop. At some point your body 5 times undefeated, so your body's going to say, hey, we can't perform at this level anymore, and you got to go make some money. And that degree is of the utmost importance to you. So if you're blessed enough to be able to go to professional level, great. And you leave and you don't go back and get it, I think you still should, but a lot don't. But if you're not, then your focus should be getting 4 years in, getting the paper, and then let's see where it all kind of shakes out. And I think that's where a lot of athletes go wrong, is they go into it not understanding that, first of all, you're in the minor league now. They're paying for your education. So you have responsibility to the school to do what you're supposed to do in the classroom. So one, you can be eligible to be on the field, but two, it's free. Right. It's free. You're the free degree. So understand that level of responsibility. I think a lot of our athletes miss that because they're so focused on their sport. Let me go be great. Some of you may never see the field in 4 years that you're at school, because guess what? You're just as good as the next guy. All y'all got scholarships. Wow. It's not like high school where you was big men on campus. Even academically, I had to realize, yeah, you did good at high school. Yeah, you were this and that and that and this. But then look around you. We all got into them. So guess what? We're all smart. Right. So you gotta turn it up. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so I think that's where a lot of these athletes miss that part, is the value of your scholarship. It works so much more, not just now, but in your future, when, like I said, that paycheck, that job, that income you're receiving is because of the education you got in the 4 or 5 years that you spent in college. Wow. That was power packed, man. That response was power packed, and hopefully we're picking up on the nuggets. And like he said, the basketball, the football is going to stop. And guess what? You're going to have a career in something, even if it's broadcasting. Guess what?
you can learn, you can take that in college. You can learn from that because a lot of the professional athletes, they go the broadcasting route, and a lot of them don't have experience in broadcasting. So, but if you have an opportunity to go for free, then why not? So,
absolutely. And don't be tricked. I'm glad you brought that up because sometimes we're tricked. Young people are getting tricked nowadays because things come so quickly on social media. So it's easy to perceive as that, oh, I don't have to work for that. A lot of these people you see on TV, like you just said, they put in the work. You're just seeing the final product of it.
Right.
They have degrees. They went to school for this. Even some of these artists.
Yep.
You actually look at some of these artists. These are professionally trained people that just are a character on the screen because they know that's what you want. But they're very educated individuals that know exactly what they're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, man. So my next question is kind of, let's see. I wanted to talk about that this is really important for the athletes, for the academic piece, and I really wanted them to get this because a lot of guys are, super talented. A lot of guys, you even hear people in the professional level say, look, like Ben Simmons, he said, I didn't want to go to college. I'm not here to go to school. I'm here to play basketball so I can get to the next level, And as you can remember, Ben Simmons had a really, really hard time in college, right? So, but here's the thing, now, especially with COVID. Now, listen up, everybody, football, all college players. Now, especially with COVID, we know that COVID has changed the recruiting game, big time. They're not having any camps and things like that right now. So it's really, it's really challenging for the colleges to actually get out and normally see like they want to, like they used to. So, but how important is it that an athlete maintain the highest GPA possible, right? How important is it as an athlete that you take your academics super serious when you're in high school from the time that you get, ninth grade on? How important is that, Joe?
Because the academic, if you don't have the academic piece, you can't play. And this is the part that I think people miss is you're naming guys that are the 1%. So we knew Ben Simmons was going to make it to the league when he was in high school. He only went to college because that was the rule to get to the NBA.
Right.
Okay. So it was certain people that are already going to be there. The thing that I tell my son, told other athletes, without the grade, you're nothing. Because your scholarship is only worth so much, and then they're going to say, okay, you got to take your entrance exam. That's why your coaches want to know your grades. Because if you don't have the grades to get into my school, I can't give you a scholarship.
Right.
So the grades are first. Student athlete, we lose that. We think athlete student. We lose the student part. Now, I think we do our students a disservice. Here's why. In high school, some of our top tier athletes are not pushed academically. They're passed through. We make a way for them to get on the field. So now they inherit these bad habits where they think, oh, well, my coach is going to take care of me. My counselor is going to take care of me. My teacher's going to take care of me. And then, unfortunately, we do them a disservice. When they get to college, it's set up for them to succeed. They have athletes in college have more resources than an average student. They have study tables. They have all of these things to help them succeed. But most of the time, they have to deal with the athletes that are not prepared to even be able to maintain those levels because they've been pushed through school at a minimum effort level.
Right.
So it's important for all athletes to understand your academics are first. If you handle your academics, it makes your whole situation 10 times easier. If you prepare for college, it's 10 times easier to adjust to it. Think about it. As an athlete on campus, like I said, I went to school with them guys. They would get up and be at workout at 6 a.m. They would be in class at 8. They would be out of class by 2. They would be in team meetings by 3. They would be in the weight room by 4. They would be on the practice field by 5. they would be in the dining hall by 7:30, and they got to still go to study hall or go to a study table and all that. That's a job, see?
Wow.
You're
Wow.
a minor league player. You're and guess what? You can't say I don't want to. No, you know why? Because technically we own you. You're on our scholarship.
Right. Wow.
So you got to do this. So again, preparation, being prepared, being aware of your situation, being organized. Do those things in high school because that's what's going to catch up with you in college if you don't handle things like you're supposed to. So that scholarship, man, handle your academics first. The football part or the basketball or whatever sport you play, that'll be easier. You're already there. Getting a good degree. I'm sorry being long-winded, but let me
No.
Getting a good degree, okay? I know a lot of athletes that went to school and got a degree. Their major was general studies. General studies is not getting you a degree. That's called I'm here to play football. And it saddens me when you watch some of these games and they give you the background on some of our students. Unfortunately, our African American students are the ones in general studies.
Wow.
And our white students are being given the accolades because not only is he playing football, he's also a biochem major.
Wow. Yeah.
So then you wonder why they think some of us aren't smart and all we do is play football because we weren't prepared to come here and get a degree. We were prepared to come here and play football, and that's backwards.
Wow. Finish us out with this, Joel. Another PowerPoint about academics too is that because what if a player is not getting the college looks that they want? You know, like I'm saying, we're experiencing COVID now. They may not be getting the college looks. They may not even get offered. But if you got grades, can't you walk on?
Exactly. I can still get into that school and I can still walk on. Again, where does it start? It starts with, can you even get into this school? You want to play here, but you can't study here. That doesn't work. Why? Right. That's why Notre Dame is Notre Dame. That's why Michigan is Michigan. That's why certain schools, you got to be able to get in here and get my grades. So again, grades are first. If you handle your academics, then you get there, you walk on. And if you dominate as a walk-on, you end up with a scholarship.
Yep.
You end up with a scholarship in year 3, year 4, partial scholarship. Or get this. How about academic scholarship?
Say it again. Academic scholarship. Yes.
Academic. Yep. Schools will find a way to get you on campus. They'll give you, maybe they can't give you a full ride. They can give you a partial and academic. That'll cover your expenses. So if you come into the table, what are you bringing to the table, athlete, besides just being a football player? Oh, coach, I'm also got a 3.8 GPA. I also got a 4.1 GPA. Oh, well, you know what? I'm out of athletics, but I seen your film, and we can get you here for free still on the academic, and I want you to show up as a priority walk-on.
Yep. Yes, sir. And a lot of times too, like especially for the smaller divisions too, that definitely helps too because you can get football money, but you can also get academic money too. Oh man, hopefully guys, you got some really, really good nuggets, some good PowerPoints from the academic segment. And like I said, we're going to be hitting on this, I don't know how long we're going to do it, but we're going to do it for quite some time because I think it's some really important information. It's time out for us, taking the academics lightly, but it's really time for us to really dig deep into things. And one of the things that I wish I would have done is the time and effort that I put into my kids from a physical standpoint. I wish I would have put that same amount of effort into their mental as well. So these are definitely nuggets as parents and things like that we're learning. And make sure that you stay tuned in. Joel, thank you so much for coming on tonight, man. You have been wonderful. I really appreciate you.
Hey, man, my pleasure. Great show, man. Great job, man. This has been awesome. I've enjoyed this tremendously. You're doing a really good thing here, man. And I hope we can continue this conversation, man. I love coming back and talk some more with you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Take care, man. Have a good night.
All right, bro. Be blessed.
Yes, sir. All right, people. Listen. Hopefully you enjoyed tonight. That was we're at the end of another show, and I really appreciate your patience. I really appreciate your engagement throughout the whole thing, and it was super awesome. and take away some things from Jeff Corrion from the D Zone, and definitely take away some things from Joel Williams from an academic standpoint. Make sure that you stay tuned in, guys. We got another academic segment on next week, and I also may have another guest as well on next week. So make sure you stay locked in with me on my social media outlets to know what's happening. All right. Well, like I said, tomorrow is Friday, so make sure that you guys finish out strong and have a great weekend, guys. Stay plugged in with me, guys. We're going places. I'm trying to get you. I'm telling you now, there's nobody else that's bringing it to you like this in regards to recruiting from an inside standpoint, and give you the nuggets that we're dropping in. So make sure that you stay checked in with us. All right. Have a good. There you have it, folks. Another great recruiting session in the books. Definitely there were some huge nuggets that were dropped, and hopefully you're walking away with something tangible. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we post new information. And also, too, if you want to support the channel financially, be sure to send all donations to $SportsDad CEPH, and that's also on my YouTube platform as well. Make sure that you stay tapped in. And until next time, I'm out.